Well, welcome to the Monday Money Tip Podcast presented by Fully Funded Life. My name is Joe Sengel. I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Megan Hibbert, on this Monday. Are you fired up?
Fired up. Happy Monday, everybody.
She's on her way to NC from SC soon. If you want to hear more about that, listen to the podcast episode beforehand. But we're filming some of the last podcast episodes before Megan changes her state of primary residence. She's moving one state north. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that's really important. And what is that?
Yep. So the topic for today is the journey to building an emergency fund.
And that's really important because that's rung number 2 of the ladder. And an emergency fund is so huge. So we want to help you. If you do not have that, we know that 70% of Americans do not have an emergency fund. So we want to help you really get there and get there rapidly. So let's give them some tips.
Yep. So tip number 1, top priority. So maybe thinking through like, not should I do that or when can we do that? You know, you're thinking through this in your emergency fund mindset.
Yeah, a lot of people say, "Oh, I wish I could save." You know, I'll save when we're able, or we should really get around to doing that. And we're saying, hey, if you're going to build an emergency fund, you will not wander your way. You need to say, this is top priority. I'm gonna say no to myself on some things. I'm gonna have to say no to my friends and some family. Do you feel the energy? Do you feel it? It's gonna be top priority. Top priority. You will not get there without it. Okay.
You might need to take that coffee away.
Get fired up. And then after it's top priority, is it top priority? Then number 2 is what?
I can't. Maximize every dollar.
You got to max it out. Max out your credit card? Is that what you said?
No, I did not.
Max out what?
Max out every dollar. So we have a budget.
What if you're in China?
What does that have to do with
Max out your yuan. If you're in Japan, maximize every yen. But here in the U.S. and in Canada, we're going to say maximize every dollar. If it's Mexico, maximize every peso, euro. Maximize your own money. You ready? Maximize it. Max it.
You're on a different level today.
It's Monday. Fired up. Good coffee.
Yep.
All right. So how do you max out?
Yeah.
I mean, maximize every dollar.
All right. So you budget. You ask for a deal. You shop around. You say no more often.
Yeah.
People don't like saying no.
We can't dive into all the budgeting when we've got a lot of episodes about budgeting. They're asking for a deal. We've talked about that. We've talked about shopping around. Let's talk for 30 seconds on that saying no more often. So we're saying no to some expenses, but we say more often. What does that mean?
Yeah. So people ask you to go out to eat. Maybe you're saying no this time.
Yeah.
But I think it's the mindset of I'm saying no to this, but I'm saying yes to something else. So I'm saying yes to maximizing my every dollar. I'm saying yes to saving more money. I'm saying yes to paying for my child's college education. I'm saying yes to investing more. There's all these other things that you're saying yes to because you're saying this one no.
I've got a friend right now who's getting ready to accomplish something very large. And that's because he has said no to himself on a lot of other things that his buddies were saying no to. But now he's able to say yes to something none of them can afford to do. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
All right. The third tip.
Yep. So if you're married, are you married? If you're married, it takes commitment from you both.
Yes, it does take. It takes commitment to the dollars. Listen, if you're truly going to be able to make progress here, you've got to be able to work together on this. We do not mean sign the top part of the check and I'll sign the bottom. That's not what we're talking about. But it does require both parties to be committed to the no's and committed to the right yeses. The no's are the things that I call the nibblers and the ankle biters that rob away, chip away piece by piece and erode the foundation of being able to build toward a bigger dream. Okay? So it's really good. It's a good analogy, actually. Maybe we see a barking like a hot dog. Yo quiero Taco Bell. Awesome. Okay. Number 4, what else?
Yep. Number 4, create space between you and the dollar. So maybe one option would be you can move your money to an online bank account if you haven't already. We have a whole list of them on our website. I'll include the link for easy access.
Yeah. Our favorite online banks, Ally Bank, Marcus Bank. But when you create space between you and the dollars and it requires you to actually initiate a transaction to move it back and forth, that helps you really be able to build that emergency fund rapidly. It's the journey. Like for me, I had money when I got paid, I had money put in my bill pay account and some of my savings account. Within 3.1 milliseconds, I transferred it because it was at the same bank. It was Bank of America, Nations Bank actually back then. I could just, and it would be back over there and I would spend it all. So that's why I'm saying a separate bank is it moves it, and it might take a day to get it back, which causes you to have a night of sleep thinking about, do I really?
And there's a set number of times you can do that every month.
There is a set number, which is great.
Yep.
You're very helpful in this podcast.
You're welcome.
Awesome.
That's what I'm here for.
Tip number 5.
Yep. Remind yourself of your why often. So maybe you have it written down. Maybe it's on your refrigerator. Maybe it's posted where you pay your bills. Make it visual so you can see it often.
Yes. So here's what I want you to know. We forget. We're humans and we forget. And when we're having to say no to ourselves for that Starbucks froofy drink, and when we're having to say no to maybe getting the nails done, when we're having to say no to going through the drive-through, and we have to brown bag the lunch, the sack lunch from home with the peanut butter and jelly, which I love, right? Then it's just something really important for us to think about, that we have to remind ourselves of the why. So we get that why in front of us. It energizes us. I mean, maybe you take the picture of the trip that is part of your why, and you laminate it and have it in your pocket. So every time you pull out your cards, here comes this Eiffel Tower picture, But here's what I know. When you do these things, then you'll be on your way to building a fully funded emergency fund, and you'll truly be able to prosper. Are you glad you have an emergency fund?
Yes.
I'm glad I have one. Every person I know that has a fully funded emergency fund, no one says, I regret having it. They are so grateful. And you know why? Because they remember the day they didn't have it. And they also know what it took to get it. And newsflash, they didn't wander their way to it. They didn't win the lottery. They weren't handed big piles of money. It was systematic, month by month, day by day, and sometimes hour by hour decision making that helped them get there. You can do this. We can help. Now listen, friends, I've talked about this in a previous episode, and the people have spoken. And one of them, I talked about one way to build your emergency fund is to just not buy new stuff. And I talked about the fact that I have one of the original Nike jogging outfits, top and bottom, from when I bought it in college. I am 50. So it has been around a long time. And guess what? I still wear it. And it is in the office as we speak. And in the next episode, you're going to see me deliver that podcast episode wearing an original, to me at least it was original, Nike jogger suit. Oh, you don't want to miss that episode. You're going to watch it on YouTube. Get fired up. We hope you have a great Monday, a great week. Go prosper and live your fully funded life. Hey everybody, Joe Sangl here. Thanks so much for watching this video. Hey, I encourage you to click the links that are provided to watch a lot of more helpful content that'll help you live your fully funded life. Thanks for being a part of our community.